Hey everyone, welcome to Dave's Bonsai. On today's episode, we have 2 more air layers on the Premnas to check out. So just the other night, I dug into the first Premnas that I had air layered earlier in the summer, kind of midway through summer, that July range, maybe even late July, early August. I don't have it written down. And we saw lots of growth with the roots. I've got 2 more in air layer pots. We're gonna see if these 2 are looking good as well. So we're gonna dig in and check out the results of the root growth. Let's dig into the first one. Got a couple pots that we can put it in if everything's looking real good. Now this one looks like it's just exploding. The pot, it's really tight. And then look what I see right there at the bottom. We've got some roots right there exploding out of the crack of this pot. So let's give you the reveal here for tree number 3. Wow. Yeah, look at that growth. Look at look at the roots on that side. Oh, that's super exciting. Now they're so low to the ground. I don't know how I'm going to chop that one off. Let's find my... So let's dig some of this sphagnum moss. I'm going to push it off to the side gently here and see where these roots start to grow. Look at that. Look at that root right there from this branch. There's like an air layer, right? An aerial root right there. Look at that, growing right up there, way up there. We got some callus right here. Sometimes when trees, they callus up, but then they don't root. But we got some callus going right there. We'll have to maybe clean some of that up. Look at all those roots going out. It's super nice. And I should be able to lift up a little bit and pull off some sphagnum moss a little bit. There we go. And I can find the trunk of the tree. A little bit tougher on that side. Let's see if I can find... So right in here, I can find the trunk of the tree. So the roots grow way up to the top. So I know I can cut it right about here. And based on the other trees and where these roots are growing, I could leave this in this pot right here, and I could even get some suckers to grow up there, and this could still be a tree. I'm not sure about that, but here we go. So we got these roots super high on this one, this really high right there. And then this section right here that grew right over here on this side of the tree. Then there's some over here, so this is kind of a twin trunk that the critters did their thing on. So as I peel away some of the sphagnum moss from the underneath side, in order to lay these roots down, we're going to have to chop a little more of that trunk off. There we go. There we go. Okay, we made it another inch shorter. So it's right where these split into 2 trunks here. So we got a really main trunk right here with a whole bunch of feeder roots from this trunk. So it's actually, or excuse me, root. the roots very thick. These roots kind of started to form and then just didn't create any feeder roots. Very interesting, kind of a white little substance there, kind of almost like a root callus, but then more roots didn't form. Got some roots that are way up here. You can see this big clump of roots right there. There we go, with roots really nicely spread around here. Some right there and some right over here. And then this trunk in the back, I think, is so low we just cut that off. I don't know, maybe we leave it on for a little bit. We could leave it on, you can always cut it off later. Okay, so we're gonna be super careful. All right, right there. And we're gonna find the pot that one's gonna go into. Could fit in there a little bit pretty nicely. That might be a little small. How about this one, the square one? That might be a little small too. No, that should work quite nice. Yeah, let's put it in the square one. We're gonna get some bonsai soil in there, and then we'll place it in there and have to find some more rocks. Okay, we're gonna spread out these roots, get that nice radial pattern right from the get-go. So remember, when you're working on trees, whether it's from an air layer like this or from just a repot, we want to take advantage of being able to see those roots, and then we can spread them out in a radial pattern, and then we can go ahead and put some more soil in and let it start taking shape. Okay, we'll hold that down nice and tight there. Get a little bit more soil in there. We have another branch down low here that I just saw now that could be a third trunk down the road. So I'm going to get some of the soil tamping down here a little bit. And we'll get some water in there. So I don't know if you can see right in here, there's some green leaves right there. That'll be maybe forming into another tree. I'm gonna go grab some rocks and some water. Okay, we're back. I have this big rock again. See how that kind of holds that tree up? But I want to make sure I don't cover up too much soil for when I water. It gets water really nicely around. It's almost too big of a rock. So let's get some more rocks. That's still too big. We saw that one yesterday. But this one can fit right in between there. There we go. And it just kind of holds that down. There we go. And let's get a little water in here. And there we got some water pouring out. Get that soaked up there. Nice. So there we have another tree in the works. Nice and watered. There we go. Take a peek at that from the other side. Looks a little bit nicer from this side. We've got this weird branch in the back. Who knows what that'll do long term. Right now we just want to make sure that this tree stays alive, right? It's always our goal is to keep our trees alive. We did a major thing today in October in repotting an air layer from this summer. So if you didn't catch the episode that I just finished on the first two Premnas, just to review, we've got a really warm plant room. Tonight will be the first night that our forced air even kicks in all fall long so far. So we have a good tropical 75 to 85% humidity, and the temperatures are hovering between 75 or so, between 70 and 75. And so this is going to be in good shape. So I will make a couple of little clips here. I don't want this to go too down in the back. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut that off and cut this one shorter. So the back just rests there, and we've got this one coming up here. All right, and who knows what this tree is going to do in the future. I don't like how big that long stem is in the middle, so I think I'm just going to cut right now, right away. That one right there. Clean that wound up just a little bit. There we go. And we want this to survive, right? Remember, we want this to survive. I've got an inside branch in there. I don't want that one to cloud up. It's got a kind of a weird split with these branches here. Got a really weird one angled down right here. This one right here is angled really, really strangely down. And it's coming out right next to this one over here. We have no idea what's going to be the front of this tree when it becomes a tree, if it survives this repot. Some interesting movement here down over there. This definitely looks like it's the back of the tree. This looks like it's the front of the tree, but then we got this kind of staring at us. But you know what? We're just going to kind of leave it here, I think. Oh, we do have a little dead branch right here. Let's get rid of that, so that can heal up over time. And there we have it. So we may lose this whole top piece right here because this has this interesting movement here where it comes over and then splits this way and this way. Maybe we make it a windswept tree someday, but we'll see. So there is tree number one. Here we have tree number two. We're going to see how this repot did. Now, I think it's safe to assume we've taken out 3 of these so far, and they've all had really nice roots. So I think it's going to be safe to bet on this one that we're going to have some roots. And if not, well, we'll cross that bridge when we get over it. All right, I got some weird wires here that kept this in place. Notice how the pot is very vertical up and down, but the tree's at a slant. I'm hoping all the roots grow down so I can have this kind of gripping of the soil. Now this is another one where I think I have to cut the pot because it's on there. It's on there pretty tightly. Shows off some roots. Maybe I should get rid of some of this wire around here that was holding things together. I get so excited at these reveals when we've got potential roots, and so many of them based on the other trees. We saw so much roots on those other trees. There we go. All right, let's cut down this side now. This pot has seen its last days, but it sure served us well. Okay, I'm seeing some roots. It's not as many as the other ones, but I'm seeing roots. Okay, still got some wire in there. Okay, time to poke around a little bit. All right. So there's some roots down there, some big ones. There we go. So we don't have the wow factor on this one yet, but there are a lot of roots. Yeah, I'm already digging into some roots right here at the top. And there's some roots at the bottom here. You can see some of those dangling right here. There's some roots right there. Trying to be gentle not to break some of those real precious new roots there. Okay. Alright. So I can feel the trunk in here, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut this off. There must have been a twin trunk going on in here. There we go. Maybe not. Oh yeah, there is a secondary tree right in here. So we had kind of two trunks growing in there. There's the root system for that right there. And it was connected right there. So we have that second stump of a tree. And let's see what we've got. So there's definitely a lot of roots in here. Not as thick as the other 3 we've done. Are we up to 4 now? I'm losing count. I want to be careful. This seems a lot tighter than the other ones. And if you'll notice right here, I got roots as high as right there coming out. So I got all these roots flaring this way, roots flaring this way. And I don't want to force the issue with this sphagnum moss. Look at that, roots go that long. Some of these roots going right that far down. I'm gonna see what, oh, there we go, there we go. Look at that reveal right there. Do we see that root? Look at that nice one right there, and this one up here. Yeah. Yeah. So some of this sphagnum moss, especially with a variety like the Premna, which we talked about in the other show, the Premna is gonna have a lot of need for moisture. So we could keep some of this sphagnum moss right into this repot and it wouldn't be a big deal. It would just keep producing more roots and keep the roots super moist most of the time, because through the winter, look at how thick some of those roots are. Look at that. All right. But getting away a good chunk of that sphagnum moss is nice. So it was kind of a twin trunk right there. It broke off right there and it formed into 2 up there, and it kind of looks like it melded back together. So it was almost like an aerial root. So I'm going to cut that off, and then I'm going to cut this further. And we got kind of a clump down here. Might have to get the knob cutter out here. Because right now we have the roots kind of facing down a little bit. I'm going to try to get them a little bit spread out so we can get them radial. Oh, big curvy root right there. Look at that guy. Look at that right there. So I'm combing out some of this sphagnum moss. Get some of these bigger clumps out of there. There we go. And look at that. Look at that root right there. Securely on right there. Super big gnarly root right there. We're not even going to keep that one, but look at that growth just in a couple of months. Now we can spread these roots out in a radial type pattern there, and you'll be able to see that I can come down in here and chop that right off. There's some more callousing on this one, kind of that white color, where at first it didn't root and then it did root. Okay. There we go. We have a little tree with some decent roots that go kind of in a radial pattern, circling around the tree. All right. So we can get a little bonsai soil in our next pot and get this one in there. And then we have 100% success so far with our air layering of the Premna. A very successful air layering event. And what's nice about the Premna too is all the cuttings that I've taken from the Premna are going to have a really nice crop of new mini bonsai because they root really easily. So let's get some soil on the bottom of, well, this one has the bigger holes in the bottom. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put some of that sheetrock tape just to cover the bigger holes, and then the pre-made holes in there will be just fine with the soil. So we're going to cut one of these in half. And these oval pots have 2 big holes at each, or a big hole at each foot. You can put wire on there to keep it down. Here we go. I'm going to lay these roots down. I'm going to trim this big one over here. Those are big roots. There we go. All right, so we have roots over 50% of the radial pattern, more in the left and right. But now that we lay it flat on this new bed of rocks, get it all nice and in shape. Let me go ahead and put some more rocks on top here. So this one's a little bit weaker. We're definitely gonna have to put some rocks on here. Now I laid this down pretty flat, so there's not a ton of air pockets underneath there. But we'll still kind of tap this down a little bit. Don't want to damage these really sensitive roots. I don't want to go too forceful here. But we got that nice and compact. And now I need a rock on each side. So let's get some rocks and water this guy, just to give this a little bit of weight. So it sits real nice. Get some paper towels ready because I know I'm going to be leaking water in a moment. I forgot my other towels. Here comes the water. There we go. And there we have another potential bonsai tree. The critters tried to get at it. The critters girdled all the way around and got rid of all kinds of the bark, but it's still alive. We put some air layer on this one real close to the bottom of the tree, but above the girdle line, and we have the workings of a bonsai tree. Again, it's got a long way to go, but this one has a really nice slant now, and then a curve back over here with this main trunk here. This one here might do something as well on this side. That's where it was chopped before, right there. We got this weird one coming straight down right here. Kind of down, yeah. Coming back here at a really bizarre angle. There we go. So now there's some branches back here that'll grow up. We got some interesting branches back over here. A lot of crossing branches. If I go ahead and get rid of this one, it opens that up a little bit more. If I get rid of this one, that opens up that right there. If I just cut this shorter right now, we'll see what grows up here. And this one just took off. We'll cut that one right there. Got this lower branch here that probably would come off someday, maybe. Or maybe if we have an angle like this, it could be an interesting tree. So we can kind of leave it there. A lot of thick growth up here. We'll just leave it there. We just want this, again, what? To survive. That's right, we want to survive. More water through the rocks here. Throwing my tools around tonight. Just get so excited with all these roots. And here we have tree number 2. As excited as I have been about the successful air layers, I'm still really excited about what this is going to look like in another week or so. So the update for today is yet another look at the Thanksgiving cactus. So as you can see, all of these branches have multiple buds, and they're a little bit more extended than the last time I showed an episode or 2 ago we have the Thanksgiving cactus with easily 3 dozen blooms ready to pop. We've probably got another week or so before any of them will be opening up. I'm gonna guess about a week. So I'll keep giving some updates. We'll show you the full bloom when I get to it. We'll take pictures and it'll be in another episode very, very soon. So there's a peek. We've been keeping this Thanksgiving cactus. If you didn't catch the last update, this has been more in the dark, not in the heat, and kept very dry, and we did not repot this one in the summertime. I'll repot it next summer, and then I might not get as many blooms, but we did not repot it. It's been cool, it's been dark, it's been dry, and we have all these buds. That does it, everyone. Thanks for watching. Click like, subscribe if you haven't already. Tell everybody about the Thanksgiving cactus. To date, this one is still the most viewed video I made. The original one on this cactus, or this Thanksgiving cactus, the original has gotten about 17,000 views. So for whatever reason, the popularity is there. Therefore, I want to keep these updates coming. And so there you have it. The most up-to-date Thanksgiving cactus pre-bloom. We're so close. Take care of you, take care of your bonsai, and we'll catch you on the next one.